So we got a tin like that, and we got all that for less money. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a real old recipe. And I don't mean really old as in 1820s, but we're making spam. Spam just like you get in the can. Spam in the can. Now the spam in this can for me is really expensive, and I've got all this meat for less than this one can. Some of you might be in the same situation as me, and if you like spam, this is a recipe for you. Okay, and I'm going to get the people say, oh, I can't eat spam, I can't do this. All I'm going to say to you is, you've never been really hungry. It's as simple as that. Spam is simple to make, really easy to make at home. Now I've got these ham forming tubes, and I'll leave a link on the channel. And basically we're going to make round spam. It's going in these ham forming tubes, and if you want to make ham, there's a link on the channel now to make ham. We're going to use these because, you know, you can have a round shape. It's still spam. It doesn't have to go in a loaf tin like everybody else with tin foil on and steamed away and a brick on inside the fridge. Rubbish. Get a forming tube like this, and if you want traditional square shape, you cut it off. It's simple. If you want a nice round piece of spam fried with a fried egg which fits a burger or anything like that, you need a round shape. You ain't cutting that into a round shape. It's impossible. Now if you're going to like this video, don't forget it's a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we're going to crack on and make it. Now what I am doing, I've got one of these gizmo things here with a couple of blades on, look. And I'm going to put that in there, whiz it up, mush it up, so there's not much texture. It's going to be like a paste basically. Now what I will say is you can actually make spam straight from mince, pork mince, with this recipe, because it will squash it all down in the tube. However, it's not quite the same as spam in the can. So if you mush it, you're going to get spam in the can. Also with spam, there's a lot of cornstarch in the recipe. That's how you get the particular texture of spam. Not just 1 tablespoon like every recipe in the world. So let's get on and make it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a glove on, because I want to be able to pick this mince up and dump it in there. Okay, this is an optional step. Like I say, you can actually make it with this pork mince. Look, this pork mince is already minced really well. I've got a couple of kilos of pork mince here. We're going to do 2 kilos of spam for a lot less than that can of spam. However, prices differ around the world, so it will depend on where you live. And we are going on, and all it is okay, and that is all we're looking at. Mushed up pork mince. Nothing complicated about this. So nice and steady, just mush up our pork mince a little bit at a time. Okay, so there's our mushy pork. It's not completely mushed up so it's so fine, but you can see it is very fine compared to what it was before. There's still got bits of fat in there, that's absolutely fine. You know, that gives us the jelly around what you find inside the spam tin, or you used to find inside the spam tin years ago, because the quality of meat was of such that it contained fat. Over the years, the fat has been reduced. So, you know, you open a can now and I'm not saying this particular brand, but you know, you open a can now and the characteristic fats, the gel, the gelatin around the outside doesn't pour out anymore like it used to do. Okay, so once we've got our mince mixed up like that, that is quite sufficient now. Look, if you look at it, look, it's really, really nice. Now we have to put our mix together. So in here I have corn flour, and in here I have a little bit of water, to which I might add some more. I'll add just a little bit more. So that's our corn flour that's going in there. We don't put anything in by powder because it can just go in and be mixed in. So to do that, we might as well add our cure. This is sodium erythorbate. We got salt, we got sugar, we got garlic powder, we got pepper. Give that a good mix in. See if we can get that dissolved in there in that fluid. And then when we tip that in on the pork, it's just going to easily go all the way around that pork. And this is milk powder. I use milk powder always as a binder. Always. Okay, and all we do is chuck that in there. We get our hands in and we give it a good squidging up, a good mixing in, bring it all in there, get it all mixed together. Okay, so basically what goes on with this is a ham forming tube, but this is what we're going to use, and we're going to squash it down with the spring obviously, and the lid goes on and it squashes the meat down, holds it down whilst it cooks. It's squashed and formed. That is the idea of it. What you have to do is you have to put a little bit of oil in there, oil it all out so nothing sticks. So you just get yourself a little bit of tissue and you rub your oil all the way around the inside of there. Same on the other one. And on the bottom of there. With a glove back on, might slide off this with all the oil. And what we're doing is stuffing that pork inside these tubes. So we've got 2 kilos of mince here, and we're going to try and split it between. Now it's not crucial. So in it goes. Now you do have to squash it down. Squash it in. We don't want air pockets in here. Now it doesn't matter if you can't squash it completely. Don't worry about it, you know, it's still going to cook in here. But the idea of squashing it down is so that it's compact with no air bubbles. And then all we do is we take our plunger and spring and we put it on there. That's on. Same with this one. And it goes. So that is our 2 lots of stuffed tubing with our formed spam in there. Now we have to put it in a pan to cook. Now these tubes come with their own thermometers. So you just stick that in there. And when we put this on to boil, we need to have a cooked internal temperature of 70 degrees C, and that is going to be about 160 F. It will be a cooked internal temperature. That means everything in there will be cooked. Get the water up to there. It has to be on a simmer rolling boil. It's got to keep boiling to keep the temperature up. I've no idea how long it will take to cook, but we need to get the internal temperature of 70 degrees or 160 F. I've got one of these trivets, and I'm going to put the trivet in the bottom of the pan. So they're going to go in there. So we're going to put that on, roll in boil, and boil it up. So that's it, we've got the pan on, and we're just going to bring it to the boil, and we're going to boil it until we get that 70 degrees and it's cooked. Nice and straightforward, out it comes. Now it's a straightforward procedure from now. We let that go completely cold, and it's going to take a good couple of hours for that to go to cold, and then we're going to take that and stick it in the fridge. It'll be in the fridge till overnight, and then we can open it up and see what it's like. Welcome back to the next day. Here's our spam in the can out of the fridge. As easy as that. Cool down. I'm going to take those thermometers out of there. We need to get these out. Now we have a lot of gelatin, so we're going to have to take this out in a tray. Now, for all the people who haven't seen real spam in a long time, that is a jelly in there. Look at that jelly in there. Right, now we've got to try and loosen this off and get this out of here. And there you have it. That is real gelatin. So I'm just going to run a knife around here to break the seal, and we're going to tip our spam out. And there you are. So there we have our spam. That is real spam. So we got a tin like that, and we got all that for less money. So what we need to do is just cut one of these. Okay, it's quite simple really. You get all this spam and all this that I've chopped off in here, look, which we're going to use for a spam burger. There is just so much for the price that you get for a can where I am. Right, we're going to make a burger like the burger picture on the can, only better. Okay, flame on, nice and low. What we need to do first is put a little bit of mayonnaise on our buns, just like that. Of course, mayo is optional. You don't have to toast your buns with mayo on, but I assure you it gives a fantastic sweetness and it toasts really well. So in our pan, like that, just toast it. Okay, over we go. Put a little bit of a line on that other side. We don't have to go crazy on that one. And then we're going to toast some pineapple out. Straight in with the pineapple. Flick over your pineapple. Pineapple out, that'll do. Spam in. The beauty about making spam round, that is going to fit our burger bun. And then we want some of that American cheese. We're overhanging it slightly, look, because we actually want it to melt down. And then just take a tub, which is going to get really hot. So be careful, you don't lift it off with your hands. That is going to build up the heat inside there, which will melt the cheese. That will do. Time to plate up. A couple of bits of this nice crunchy lettuce I've found. Spam burger. That looks tremendous already. Couple of bits of tomato. A splurge of whatever sauce takes your fancy. I'm having just tomato sauce or ketchup. That's going on there. That's going over the top. And that, my friends, looks like that. Except that's probably got onions in, look. We're not using onions. There we have it. Spam burger. Okay, come on. In we go. There we have it. Spam burger. Just look at that. Absolutely sensational. Oh, tremendous. Spam, ham, cheese, tomato, bit of ketchup. Wonderful. Okay, it's the big taste test. What does it taste like? That is absolutely incredible. You know, that homemade spam is delicious. I could eat this just as long. I could eat this just the same as a normal burger. It's superb. Oh, getting a mess everywhere. Who cares? That is sensational. Well, there you are. That's how to make homemade spam. Quick burger just to show you it cooks fine. If you like what we're doing, don't forget the big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and we'll catch you in the next video.